So it's that time of year for upgrades. So basically I wanted to go through the two most popular selling items and the differences and what I've found so far since the launch of the iPhone was Friday. I got to test it out the last couple days here. This is the iPhone 7. It is the smaller version. As you can see, a little bit of difference. Most notable difference is they have no longer are utilizing a basic output for headphones. So they discontinued the little output there. Also, if you take a look, the antenna is no longer across the board. It's actually on the ends here. One of the big noticeable differences I noticed with the iPhone 7 is basically it's a lot lighter. It's quite a bit thinner, quite a bit faster, and the apps are basically the same. Let me see what else here. The camera is quite a bit impressive. I'll be posting some camera pictures, iPhone versus the Samsung Galaxy. So you're taking a look. Basically, I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. And now it has probably caught up to the Galaxy, the Samsung Galaxy 7. So another thing is the stereo that comes out of the iPhone is quite a bit better. You actually have stereo. So let's go ahead and test that out, because I was testing it out last night and it sounded pretty good. Let me see here. We want to basically go to iTunes. So I'm still downloading some different apps. Of course, I'm not a Pokemon Go guy, so that will not be on this iPhone. So we'll go to music here. Let's go to artists. So just to test out the it sounds quite good. Yeah, let's play some Led Zeppelin. My personal favorite here. We'll go into something like this. So, like I said, getting a really good sound. Stereo. Not bad. It's like a little boom box there. Now, to use the earphones that come with the iPhone, what we used to call a dongle, basically you can do it two ways. You plug it in the bottom there, and you can plug regular external stereo phones. The phones, earbuds that they do provide you with already has the dongle that goes in, and you just plug it in there and you have stereo output, digital stereo output now. Now that's that. That happens to be 128 gigabyte. They come in three different models: 64, 128, and 256. So those of us who were struggling with the 16 and 32 gig, basically 128 is sufficient for myself, although I'd love to get the 256, because It's all about data. So let's take a look at the equivalent. The equivalent to this is, in my opinion, as far as a Samsung, if you're going to get a Samsung, there's 3 different versions. The versions that are out there are your basic, Edge, and you have your regular smaller version. Now, AT&T is the only one to offer this particular model. This particular model is the Galaxy S7 Active. This particular model is the same as the other 2 versions. It doesn't have the Edge, edges. It's a little bigger than a smaller version. Nevertheless, it's very durable, and this is the one that is actually waterproof. Or, I wouldn't say waterproof, but water resistant. Alright, so, and it's very durable. So as you can tell, it's a little bit higher impact plastic. Okay, the screen quite a bit more durable. Again, it gives you the ability to go ahead and you would add more to the 64 gig that you get with the phone. You can go all the way up to 256 with an external SD card. You insert it in next to the GSM card, and that will take you as far as you want to go with memory on the phone. It's pretty cool looking. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're in power savings mode. So as far as depending on what your user interface you enjoy the most, for me, I use Mac products. The iPhone I enjoy because it interfaces quite a bit better with a MacBook. However, Samsung, the neat thing with this is during this promotion, for $1, I was able to get the Samsung watch. So the Galaxy 2 watch, this thing is really neat. It pairs with the phone, and it gives you the ability to do a lot of different things, neat little things. Nevertheless, it acts when you can actually leave your phone at home, and it acts as a cell phone itself. So if you're out of range of Bluetooth, this acts as a cell phone. That's a plus with me. Apps so far, you're looking at your basic messaging, apps that measure your heart, email, YouTube. They actually have a neat little app that you can leave, basically your interface with your cell phone, your Samsung, that actually can take pictures from this watch. So you have your news, voice memo, and I thought, heck, that's not a bad idea. So you can do iHeartRadio. So this is a lot louder. I was only familiar with the first generation of the iWatch, which I wasn't impressed. As far as this is concerned, it's a little bit louder. So if you ever had an iWatch, it's quite a bit more impressive. So we'll go to the home screen again. So basically, you can download all kind of neat little different faces for this. Just hold this down here, so you can take a look and you can say, okay, I want a new watch face. So basically, there you go. There's all kind of neat little ones. Change it up there. Let's see what we got here. Let's go with something really cool. I like the one I had. They're downloadable. Come on. Okay, so we'll go with something simple here. One of my favorites. Go through here. Got a little Scully guy there. So as you can see, there's all kind of neat little things you could do with this, but I thought it was neat because you know, it did interface with the phone quite well, and also you know, you can leave your phone at home and your watch will take over. You can also add any type of Bluetooth device as speaker input. So basically, if you have your headset, this headset basically is, you know, one, you know, you basically can use, and you could pair it with the watch, so you can actually listen to music, and you can also talk on the phone. What's neat about this is, you know, as far as health, you know, count your steps, count your heart rate. It will come up with a fitness plan for you. So that's a neat little thing. So you know, let me tell you the weather, but again, like I said, you know, so far since I rebooted it, 219 steps. It measures your heart rate. Great thing. It'll give you your push-ups, things of that nature. So you can actually have a workout regimen, which is really neat with this watch. This watch is about this big. It's not that heavy. Let's go ahead and show you that as far as making a phone call, want to make a phone call, it's sort of like the old, go ahead there. So you're looking at, let's call a typical number. I just wanted to show you that it's pretty neat. 412 391 95. Now I can actually say the number, but I'm just going to go ahead and dial it the old way. So go ahead and call that number. It will show up on the phone as well, but just to show you how.
Today is Sunday, September 18th, 3:14. Current temperature 72 degrees.
Now I haven't taken a look at the second generation iWatch yet. The only thing I wish this would actually come with, basically, would have been a camera on the watch. That would have been really cool. As far as price wise, they're very similar. This one here is going to be comparable to the 128 gigabyte that you can buy with the Apple. They come with several different colors. I decided to get rose. I don't know if you can see, but that's the rose color there. There's gold, black, and of course silver. That's basically what's on the market now. A lot of people. I went out to Century 3 Mall. It's usually dead out there. Not a lot of business, but there's a lot of business Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that's due to the stores that are selling the particular mobile devices, smart devices. One suggestion I do make is if you have a laptop, prior to upgrading, if you're going to upgrade, for the Samsung, there is Smart Switch. You could do that from a PC, or you can do that from a Mac like myself. You would go ahead and plug the USB port in, and I would do a backup. You go ahead and you do a backup. That'll save you a lot of time and energy. And that's if you're using the Samsung. So Smart Switch works with Samsung. You can let the store people handle it. If you're going from one port to another, that's the best way, but it's always good to have a backup prior to you upgrading your phone, just in case something happens. And you do that with Smart Switch. So depending on how many gigabytes that you have on the phone, depends on how much hard disk space you're going to eat up on the backup. So for instance, if I have 32 gig that I ate up on the Samsung, it's going to eat 32 gig up on the backup. As far as the iPhone, to back this up, if you're going from iPhone to iPhone, you go ahead and you use iTunes, and in there is your backup utility. Your backup utility, I didn't connect my phone up to the USB port, but you would connect your iPhone to your USB port. You'd go ahead, see a little icon, and you would do a backup. I highly suggest not encrypting your backup. Once you encrypt your backup, if you forget that password and at a later date you have to restore your phone, you will never ever be able to restore that phone if you cannot remember the password to your backup. So always leave the password open. That doesn't mean that you have a security hole or anything like that. You have to log into the machine, so your machine acts as a first level defense, but basically you're just backing up. So my suggestion is, before you go to upgrade your phones, if you're going from a 6 to a 7, do a backup on your personal computer or Mac, and then go ahead and upgrade to whatever phone. Now remember, you're going to have to utilize these phones will not, or the backups will not intertwine together. So if I jump from an iPhone to a Samsung, I'm going to have a little bit of problems. I'm going to be able to get, the store will probably be able to get your contacts. They'll be able to get you that other things they're going to have a problem with. So when you're doing this, if you're going from one to the other, you may lose some particular things that you will not be able to port over. So that was my thing on what the big weekend buzz is in all of the stores. So like I said, with this particular model, you get a free watch. So that was neat. With the iPhone, I was quite impressed with that. I've always been impressed with the iPhone. It's an easier interface. It all depends on what you like. I study both of them. The reason why I went to Samsung originally, because I like taking pictures, and the picture quality was quite better than the iPhone. Now, as far as the iPhone is concerned, you're looking at a comparable picture taking thing. So remember to get a good cover. Like I said, the more durable product here, this new Galaxy Active, I'm quite impressed with. I am noticing, however, the iPhone, when you're utilizing it, it does eat a little bit more battery than what I previously have experienced, and it gets quite hot. So not real hot. So you're hearing these horror stories about the Samsung. Currently, it's the Samsung Note that is on recall. So if you have a Galaxy 7 Note, that's on recall. They will not sell you one, and if you have one, you can trade it in. So, alright. Anyway, that was my whole little take on this little gist. I can't tell you what I suggest, except for if you like the iPhone, it got better. And as far as the Samsung, it basically stayed the same. I just went with I just traded up to a new model, which is the Active, which is more durable. It's waterproof or water resistant to a certain extent, and it's very durable. So, you know, and it's a lot thicker, and it comes in several colors. Your black, your silver. So I decided to get all black. So that's all I got for you there. If you have any questions, you know, I'm always here to ask about, you know, these type of issues. So I don't know whether I'm going to throw this little video on Facebook, or throw it on YouTube, or throw it on both. I seem to, you know, basically now with you watch, you have your nice little, you know, cradle here. So basically you use your cradle, throw it in your cradle. That also that's how you charge your phone or your watch. So, oh well, y'all have a very, very good rest of your weekend. Enjoy the Steeler game, and like I said, always here for questions about anything with technology, any help you need, any suggestions. You know, that's my thing. All right.